Send me the link to that one.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Wait.
Hey, it's good that you're learning this now because you're not under any pressure, man. It's all good.
Wait. Oh god, wait. This is crap. What the hell? I didn't know that. Okay. No, what? But
you're live.
Wait, hold on.
Good that you're learning this now. Yo, you're live. You're not under any pressure, man. We're actually live. It's all good.
We are? Okay.
It's streaming.
Okay, wait, let me see.
But I only see you.
Oh god.
Oh, snap, it's bite size and grind. Yeah, it's actually live. It's working.
Mm-hmm. So it's working, right?
Live?
Oh, you're live. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. I'm watching us. I'm watching us.
All right, man.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up, people? Oh, man.
Yo,
what's up, guys? All right, so welcome to the stream. So this is my guest, BiteSizeBitcoin, Peter Saddington, today from the Bitcoin Pub, the fastest growing crypto. What is it again? What's that thing again that you mentioned?
Crypto network, man. Crypto social
the
network.
largest crypto network on the planet, guys. I mean, it is an honor to have him. We were fucking up so bad trying to get this thing set up. I just switched to a brand account, so forgive me when I say this. Man, that's just crap. Okay, anyway. So, Peter, I think the stream would love to know what have you been up to? Why do you create this, and why have you been what have you been up to, as in on a personal level, and also at the same time what have you been up to on the crypto scene?
Oh man, what a generalized question, man. Where to even begin, man? I love cryptocurrency. I love this market, man. It is the place that I want to be. And I've talked about this on stream before, but for your viewers, to give you guys some context, I've only talked with crypto grinders once before, and we chatted for a little bit, and it was just so much fun. I mean, it was so much fun. I mean, I've talked with a lot of different YouTubers out there, but after spending at least 15 minutes talking to crypto grinders, I was like, yo, this guy cracks me up. This guy cracks me up, and he's legitimate. He's legitimate too. I mean, he's just like me in many ways. He's an adult, which actually, if we put in that category, he's an adult. It basically makes him different from 90% of the other YouTubers out there who aren't adults. And number two, he's married. And number three, he's got kids, which means we can talk about real shit in this stream, not just like nonsense, because the guy's lived a little bit. So, that's what I appreciate a lot about Crypto Grinders. So I want to make sure. Oh, by the way, we're on a Crypto Grinders stream today. We're going to be on my stream tomorrow sometime. We're going to figure it out after we get off this and figure out when we can do that. So we're just going to be chatting all day. But, for me, I just love the crypto world, and I love talking with other crypto people like you, crypto grinders, man. I appreciate you. And I know we're going to have a lot of fun.
Most welcome, buddy. All right, man. So let's get started. I think the chat would really want to know a little bit about yourself. I think let's start from a personal level, because I understand that you actually started as in from our chat, right? You started off with startups, right? So
Yeah.
So you had 12 startups, and then you managed to have 2 successful ones. So
that's right.
Let's share a little bit about that, man. I think that is something that people want to know. I mean, the success stories are awesome, but it's always the journey towards the success. That's what really gets to me, and that's what I'm excited about. And I really want to hear that from you, man.
I appreciate.
Oh wait, guys, I want to tee up Peter a little bit. This guy has 3 masters, man. Dude, this guy has 3 masters. Can you please tell me the 3 masters, the various types of masters that you have?
I have a master's degree in counseling and focus on organizational behavior. I have a master's in education with a focus on cognitive learning theory, and I have a master's in divinity focused on religion and apologetics. So I've spent a lot of time in education. My undergraduate degree is computer science, computer engineering. So I have a lot of, education, and I have debt to prove it.
Oh, nice. And that's the thing, right? It's like, do you feel that as an entrepreneur? I mean, what is the reason that you have 3 masters, man? I mean, is it because of the pursuit of learning, or for the fact that because as an entrepreneur, right? Of course, naturally, it is not really necessary to have 3 masters. But I just want to hear it from you. Like, why do you have 3 masters, bro?
It's because I have actually 3 degenerative diseases.
Okay.
The first degenerative disease is that I love learning. And if money really wasn't an object, I would literally spend my entire time learning, being in university, not being a professor. I don't think I'd ever want to be a professor, but just constantly learning. So I have a degenerative disease of learning. Number 2, I have a degenerative disease of reading. I constantly read all the time. It's been what I've been doing since my first memories is I just love reading. I love learning. And a third degenerative disease is I love cars, which for those that know me, I love my exotic supercars. So it's just one of my degenerative diseases. I love it, learning. I love helping people. I love helping people grow. And so all the master's degrees that I got focused on kind of human behavior,
Yes.
complex systems, cognitive science, and how we think and how we work as people, the philosophical side of things. And so it really enables me to help people better, especially as a consultant.
Right. Yeah, because I think everything is about human behavior. I think it's always about understanding how people think, and when you understand how people think, you actually have a better means of negotiating with people. I think you understand them very much more on an in-depth level, and then from then you can make the best decisions, man. I mean, it's actually very powerful. It's like superpowers, man.
Well, it is. It is. If you think about it, with my focus on behavioral science, my cognitive science, and the religion aspect, I really have kind of the trifecta of how people operate, from worldviews to philosophies to mental models, to how large aggregate systems work in societies. And so cryptocurrency was a perfect place for me, because as a scientist, I actually bring in all the data and try to understand kind of the meta game of how the cryptocurrency world is moving. And that's what really got me so excited to be in cryptocurrency, is because I saw the mass movements of people and I saw the mass movements of money flowing into this economy, and it got me super curious. So I started aggregating data, started learning about it from a scientific vantage point, and then started investing in it, which was exceptionally profitable. So I got lucky with that.
All right, man. I think the stream is also very interested about your entrepreneurial skills, because I think that is the part that because I spoke about an ecosystem recently on one of my channels. One of my episodes. So people not only want to trade cryptocurrencies, but if we could form businesses revolving around cryptocurrencies, I think that is something that's really powerful. And you being an entrepreneur yourself, I think the stream will definitely want to hear what were the businesses that you created, and what were the shortcomings that you had, and eventually, of course, how do you find that success? I personally am curious, man.
See, these are the conversations that I really want to have. I mean, we can talk about crypto all day, and you can catch up on the news. These are the conversations that really matter. I think it's about edifying and encouraging and helping other people grow. So this is awesome. These are great questions. So I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, except for my beginnings after college. After college, I joined a Fortune 50 company, becoming a Java developer for the early years of my life. So I was a corporate slave of sorts. And I learned early on that I didn't want to be a corporate slave, and I wanted to build my own stuff. And frankly, I was much better at building my own stuff than what I thought the managers could do. So I dropped out of corporate America and started building my own startups. I've built 12 startups in the last 20 years or so. 10 of them have epically failed, and 2 of them have been privately acquired, which allows me to buy Lamborghinis.
That is the way, man, right?
Or Mazdas.
But you mentioned it took you 20 years, right? It took you 20 years. Now we cannot downplay that part, man. It took you 20 years of self-discovery. And then after that, when were the fruits of your labor actually rewarded? When was that? Those two that made it.
That's a great question. The 2 that made it were recent, in the last 5 years or so. And so, I mean, my first 15 years or first 10 years or so of really doing this seriously, I mean, all I did was fail. Actually, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, I actually very much think that that's one of the defining factors of my humanity. I think it's one of the defining factors of who I am as a person. So if you go to my LinkedIn profile, the first thing that you'll see is I create startups and I fail at them. That's my job. I love creating. I'm constantly building stuff, and so the experience that I gained over many years is really boiled down to three things: execute, learn, execute. That's it. Execute, learn, execute again. And so here's what it really is the faster that you execute, the faster you learn, which informs your decisions next time. So you can execute even faster and fail even faster. And it's a different paradigm from corporate America. In corporate America, they don't want you to fail. Actually, they create environments so that you don't fail. And the problem is that when you don't fail, you actually never innovate, because the entire idea of creating something out of nothing is what we call emergent discovery or emergence. And what emergence can only happen through the act of execution. It can't happen through planning. It can't happen it can't happen through planning or discussion. You must execute. And so for me, coming from an engineering background, for me, the best thing for me to do was just build stuff, have it fail, build more stuff, have it fail, learn and keep iterating and growing. And finally, I ended up building something that someone actually wanted to use and wanted to buy. And so, I mean, I think the entire startup lifestyle is the hallmark of a startup lifestyle is epic failure. And I think that anyone who has, said that they've been in startups and they haven't epically failed to the point where they're literally like zero money in the bank, they don't even know if they're going to be able to eat tomorrow. I mean, that, if you haven't gotten to that level, I'm not saying that you want to get to that level, but if you really haven't gotten to that level, you really haven't done a real startup. Real startups, they fundamentally change the dynamics of your entire life. They fundamentally change your focus. And the only thing that you can do is do that thing. And you'll do that thing until it runs you right into the ground, which is where I've been. I've been absolutely at rock bottom. So you got to keep executing to learn. That would be the key phrase: execute to learn, man.
And there you go, Stream. I think it's always about the grind. That's why when I started Crypto Grinders, I told myself that I think there are a lot of people who are like me who would love to understand what it really took, as in from a mental perspective, what it took to be out there on your own. Like, I think the thing is, you were in corporate America, and then after you decided that this isn't for you, you wanted to innovate, and then from then you moved on to be building your own stuff. And of course, you just summed up everything I feel from. You just summed up everything I feel, and most people, right, don't get that, right? They want. Easy, especially when they talk about trading. Especially, let's just digress a little bit. People want to trade, but they don't want to. They want to trade, but they don't want to lose money. It's like, you see, they want to trade and they want to win, but they don't want to lose money, or they want to lose very little of it. Right?
I actually just did a video on that today. The video I did today is that if you're an amateur in the cryptocurrency market and you're an amateur trader, you expect to lose. That's part of the learning process. That's part of earning your stripes. That's part of getting your experience. Actually, I was doing some research for the talk and for my video. And according to experts in traditional markets, traditional forex, traditional stock markets, they say that to be an excellent trader or a top tier trader, it takes 2 solid years of daily trading to become at least proficient enough to make some money in traditional markets as a day trader. And so, if we translate to the cryptocurrency markets, which is even more volatile and crazy, I mean, no trader in their right mind could expect to make great trades and make a shit ton of money unless we're in a ridiculous bull market. And if you just put money in and just hodl it for 2 months, you'll make money. But if you're intraday trading, if you're interweek trading, you're going to lose money. It's a guaranteed fact. So if that's what you're into, if you're into day trading, you're into swing trading, expect to lose. However, I would suggest that you don't do that. I would suggest that you hodl it, because statistics tell us that if you just buy and hold, you're actually going to earn more over time than a day trader anyway.
That's true.
It's fascinating to me that so many people are constantly asking me for trading, trading tips, and I give them. They want
to flip it, bro. They just want to flip it, man. They don't know what the shit in investing means, man. Come on, please.
Oh man,
come on, man. It's just flipping for the lunch money. Just say.
Yeah,
Just
smash
flipping for
that
the
like
lunch, man.
button, guys.
That is the thing. So okay, so back to where we were. Back to where we were. I mean, just to bring everyone back again. Okay, just to digress a little bit and then pull back. Okay, so you basically was failing for the past 15 years until you literally, and what, okay, now this is the question. What kept you going, man? Like, what kept you going? I mean, failing for 15 years, and here we have people want to make money in 2 days. And
That's
when they
right.
fail in 2 days, they say, this isn't for me, man. Fuck that. It's too hard. This isn't for me, man.
Yo, I'm
Oh
out,
God,
bro.
it's
I'm
so
out,
hard.
bro.
It's so hard. Oh God, it's so hard. 2 days. Oh no. Oh God, please. I'm
Yo,
failing. Oh man. I mean,
I
but
know.
you failed for 15 years. You are such a loser, Peter.
I
Like 15 years
know.
you've been a loser. Like,
Oh,
God.
dude.
I mean, how many people have been telling you, you're a loser? Why don't you just go back to corporate America, man?
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I mean,
why I relish it. I cherish it. I celebrate it. That's why, again, if you go to my LinkedIn, the first thing you'll see is I fail at startups. That's what I do. That's my career. My career
the
choice.
resume. I
Yes,
failed at startups.
my choice of career is to constantly fail. Except I will tell you this: the secret sauce is I fail faster than everyone else, which means I learn faster than everyone else. And so I think that really is the secret sauce: is that it's just fail faster than everyone else, so that you can learn faster than everyone else, so you can make better decisions faster than everyone else. And how money plays into that is money gives you the opportunity to fail even faster. That's all that money does for me. Is money gives me the equipment, it gives me the knowledge, it gives me the know-how, it gives me the infrastructure, architecture that I need to fail faster than everyone else. When everyone else has to build that stuff, I can just buy it so I can fail faster. It's a fascinating cycle. But yeah, I mean, I am a consummate loser. And I cherish that and I relish that. And I'll tell you probably one of the reasons why, from a psychological standpoint, I'll give you two considerations to think about. But from a psychological standpoint, I am a twin. I'm a twin. I have a twin brother, and he's my older brother. And he has never been impressed with anything that I've ever done. Actually, the second book that I published through John Wiley and Sons, in the first dedication in the first couple pages, I dedicated it to my brother, and it says, "To my brother who's never been impressed with me ever." And so it's this competitive spirit that I've always had, because I've always had an older, quote unquote, twin, older twin brother or whatever, who has constantly, not in a negative way, in a positive way, but basically, even if I were to climb Mount Everest, my brother would look at me and be like, "That's all right."
Yeah, is that it?
You know?
You mean you're not in the moon yet?
No, yo, I've already hit the moon, guys. You guys, for those who have watched my stream, you guys know I've already hit the moon. I'm just here so I don't get caught. No, I love this stuff. So it's number one, it's a competitive nature. Number two is I do not, and this, I think cryptocurrency again is evidence of this, is I don't like authority. I don't like centralized authorities. I don't like working for other people. As long as I'm working for someone else, as long as I'm working for the man, I'm not working for myself. And so I think those two things compound each other to this, this exponential drive and exponential need to just work for myself and just fucking fail. That's it, man. That's
wow.
it.
This is just like, it's just crazy how I'm sitting across someone who actually is thinking the way I think, and also has done so much in such a short span of time. I mean, you think about it, you may say, wow, 15 years seems like it has flown by.
Yeah.
But Peter, don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Let's just say I'm closer to 40 than anything else.
You're closer to 40. But you see, there are people who are going to be working for the next 40 years, okay, and the same amount of pay or very little increase. They're never gonna have the kind of lifestyle that you have, all right? And it's because why they don't want to move out of their comfort zone, man. And you are literally like competitive, because you always have this someone, which is your elder twin. Is it your elder twin brother?
That's what he says. That's what he says.
And in many ways, man, it's exactly the same thing. See, I've been in an environment that no one is impressed with whatever we do. We don't get We don't get recognized,
You're
man. I
Asian.
mean,
You're Asian. No one's ever
no
impressed with
one
what
gives
you
a
do.
crap. No one gives a
Here's a
crap, bro.
fascinating fact. Actually, Asians hold the highest median income in all of America, and we're all worried about all these other people. Guys, if you really think there's a racial issue in America, you should start slamming down on those Korean people. They're crushing it, guys. They're crushing it.
I think it's the same thing. Okay, like the Western side, especially with the kids, it's all about encouragement. Hey, you did well, or you did well. In Asia, man, you did well. It'd be like, oh, okay, that's good, but don't be too loud.
I know.
Don't be too loud. I mean, like, you did well, good for you.
Well, I
But
think,
it's very different. It's very different, man. I mean, I've grown up to have encouragement here and there, but very little of it. And in an environment as when I was a banker, right? Man, no one gives a shit, man, what you do. Like, you can close like a huge ass client, like you get a nice pat on the back, great job, see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's like that's the way it is. So whatever we achieve, bro, it's I guess it's because like whatever we achieve never gets really recognized.
Yeah.
To the point that we don't even recognize it ourselves. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because it makes us go harder and harder and harder, and it never stops, man. I don't know, man. How is the wife taking it? Like if you're overworking, right? How does the wife take it? I just want to know.
Well, actually, I talked about this on a podcast, and I don't mind sharing it again. It's actually one of my favorite stories. But before my wife and I even got married, I invited her over to my house, and while we were dating, and that house had no electricity and no running water. We literally had to take shits in plastic bags and paper plates because I had just failed my last startup, lost millions of dollars in this thing, and I couldn't even afford my water. I couldn't even afford electricity. So that's like, my wife has seen me before we even got married. She's seen me at the lowest of the low. I think I had like $8 in my bank account at the time. And so she still stuck with me. So for her, she understands that this startup lifestyle, there's high highs, there's low lows. I mean, you guys think Bitcoin is low at 4,200? Guys, you haven't seen low. You haven't seen low, man. Man, there have been high highs and low lows, and she stuck with me through it all. So she understands that this startup lifestyle is a lifestyle that oscillates just like the cryptocurrency market. And that, she's down for the count, man. She's down for it.
Man, this is amazing. I mean, look, man, I'll share whatever I have to share when I come over your stream, but whatever you're saying just gives me chills down my spine because it's the exact same thing. I'll save everything for our stream, but I want this stream to be about you. Okay, you have an awesome wife that has been with you. I mean, an awesome woman. I think that is also one of the key factors, don't you think, for people like us? Because as much as we are self-sufficient in terms of competitiveness, I mean, we have enough adrenaline to keep on going, especially as individuals. But I think having a huge family support is so important. Man,
absolutely. They say that behind every successful man is an even more successful woman or something like that. And there's a lot of sayings like that. And I think it's completely true. I mean, my wife is she's my best friend. She's my partner. She's my partner in crime. My wife is my confidant. She is the woman who I can talk shit with all day. Just talk shit. I mean, it's like basically.
And they have to listen to that for the rest of our lives, man, or for the rest of their lives, man.
I do. Like, the best conversations I've ever had in my life have been sitting down on the couch with my wife. I'm drinking a beer. She's on her phone or something like that. And we're just ripping the shit out of people. We're just like, yo, can you believe this bitch? Oh. It's just like, that's real life, right? That's why I want to be home all the time. I just want to hang out at home, talk with people like you, do crypto trading, guys, make that money, and hang out with my wife and kids.
Yeah, man. I think it's just awesome. It's like now that you're already building this up, and you have this very nice family nucleus going on, and also the community you've built recently with Bitcoin Pub. I mean, Can you share a little bit about why you even decided, of all the kind of business ideas that you could create, why create the current business model that you did for the Bitcoin pub?
That's a fantastic question. So to give you some history, I bought Bitcoin in 2011 at $2.50 basically, and so that's when I first was introduced to Bitcoin. So I bought Bitcoin and actually I can tell you the date. I bought Bitcoin November 10th of 2011, and I think my first purchase was at like $2.52. And so that's when I first got introduced to Bitcoin. I bought some, I held it for a long time. I didn't really do anything with it. And then in 2014, that's when Bitcoin crossed 200 and moved to the 250s to 300. That's when I really woke up. And so it really, to be 100% honest, I mean, I've only really been hardcore into crypto since 2014. And so that was when my scientific brain started taking over, and I was like, this is worth something. This thing that I bought 3 years ago in 2011 is actually worth a shit ton more. And what does this mean? What is this expansion? What is all of this? And so for the last 3.5 years, I've been seriously looking into and researching. And actually what you see behind me are all the sticky notes for my third book, which I'm writing on Bitcoin and decentralization and complex adaptive systems. What I saw was a conflagration and a conglomeration and an amalgamation of everything that I am. So let me explain that. I love bleeding edge technology. I'm an engineer. I love building shit. I'm a scientist. I like understanding shit. I like lots and lots of money. I like the technology. So Bitcoin encompasses everything that I am. Startups, bleeding edge technology, lots of money, great community, bleeding edge tech, bleeding edge ideas. I mean, this is the place for me. And so I've started a journey of I started out with building mining rigs and getting into that. And then I started building the Bitcoin pub, which is the largest, growing crypto social network on the planet. So for you guys out there, if you're not joined, you should join the Bitcoin.pub, and you got to join it too, my friend.
Of course.
So building that. So I'm also going to be launching my first mobile app, iOS app, in the next 2 months or so for the cryptocurrency economy. I'm also going to be building an Android app. We got other apps in the works. And finally, I'm going to be building my own coin, which I've already forked off of Litecoin and working on a test net right now. And it's looking pretty stable. So actually, to be honest, I'm actually pre-mining it right now, my Genesis coin, and figuring out how all this stuff works. And so this really is the entire economy that I believe I was built for. I mean, it's got everything I love. Technology, building cool shit, cool innovation, great people, great people like you, crypto grinders. It's got everything that I want. And so this is exactly the place that I need to be. I think it is what I was built for. And the great thing about Bitcoin and blockchain technology is it's not going anywhere. It cannot be uninvented. It's not going anywhere, guys. We are going to the bloody moon. I always encourage everyone to just dip your toe, more than just a retail investor, dip your toe into the cryptocurrency economy, get a job in it, get an internship in it, try something. By the time cryptocurrency hits the mainstream, in my opinion, in the next 5 to 7 years or so, some people say it's closer to 3. Actually, I would love it to take a little bit longer so I can make more money and get more Bitcoin. But in the next 5 to 7 years, when it hits mainstream, if you've been dipping your toe into the cryptocurrency economy as a occupation now, dude, you'll be like a god among men. I mean, you'll have 5-7 years behind your belt that no one else will have. I mean, you'll be you'll be in such huge demand. So I always want to encourage everyone out there, everyone that's listening, get into crypto, and more than just a retail consumer and retail investor. Get into crypto as an occupation. If you're good at sales, do some sales in a blockchain company. If you're good at marketing, you're good at development, you're good at management, you're good at vision cast, you're good at product development, you're good at startups. Do something, because by the time this hits mainstream, you'll be a god among men. And that's and I'm giving away the playbook. This is my playbook. In the next 5 to 7 years, when cryptocurrency finally hits mainstream, I'll have multiple apps. of one of the largest social networks on the planet for cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin.pub. I'll have hopefully a coin. Well, certainly in 5 years, I'll have a coin out by then. So, I mean, I will have all these things, and this is the place I want to be. So I'm building the infrastructure right now for the spaceship that I want to take to the moon. And I want to bring as many people as I possibly can, including you.
All right, man. I see it, man. I see it. That's the thing. We all are all building a little bit, or at least playing a part in this overall infrastructure. But I think it takes a lot of work from all the people who have influence in this space, and that's why when I saw what you were doing, I think it comes down to two things: whether I see you as competition, or do I see you as a business partner, I see you as an ally, man. It's always about, it's not just about me and you. It's about everyone in this space, everyone who sees what we see. I think it takes a lot of vision. It really does. It really takes.
But that's the maturity that you have that most don't. The maturity that you have, my friend, is that you don't see me, I'm assuming, as competition. I think to look at other YouTubers and other people in the cryptocurrency space, other coins, let's expand it out. I think that's crap. I think that's complete crap. When I hear stuff like, especially with the privacy coins, it's easy to do that, right? PivX versus Dash versus Monero, which one's, who cares which one's better? The more privacy coins that are created only expands the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, which means the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem will continue to sustain at a large level. So who gives a flying shit if Dash is better than Monero, is better than PivX, is better than, who cares? And a rising tide, all boats rise. And so what I'm trying to do, and for those who don't, for those in your stream who've never heard of me before, that's fine. The vision and mission of my life in the cryptocurrency economy is very simple. I say it a lot in my streams. My mission and vision is to spread the good news of Bitcoin and blockchain technology to every corner of the globe. That's all I care about. So I don't see you as competition. I see you as someone who is promoting the cryptocurrency network, helping sustain the cryptocurrency network, helping expand the cryptocurrency network. And so I want to help you. I want to help you, Riley. I want to help you blow up, man. I want you to succeed. I want you to crush it, because the more that you win, everybody wins.
For sure, man. I think that's the whole idea, right? Because you are coming in with the whole infrastructure here, and everyone plays a part. At the end of the day, everyone is just here doing their part. Whether or not they're here to speculate, whether they're here to, go for a lifelong sustainable financial success, even if they are here to just learn a little bit from everyone here in the stream or from the both of us, eventually, right, the word will get out. And when the word starts spreading like wildfire, which it already has and it will, in time to come, man, all this is going to be so awesome. It's going to be so worth it. And when we look back, like say 3 years from now, man, the money that is going to be made here is just going to be so ridiculous. It's just sick. And that is what people need to understand. It's like you said, the vision and the mission. What is your vision and mission? So now that you mentioned that you're setting out the whole infrastructure and you're laying this groundwork. I mean, how much work are you putting in per day, man, on all this kind of stuff? I mean, please share with the stream. Like
all the moderators at the Bitcoin Pub can verify to you that I basically only sleep about 4 hours a day. I put in about 18 to 20 hours a day. And the moderators can tell you that because I'm on the freaking pub all the time. And so it's about, I think, there's a common phrase, and it's common in corporate America. It's, we want a, work-life balance. Okay. A work-life balance works exceptionally well for a corporate corporate employee. Right. A work-life balance works exceptionally well for a corporate employee. For a startup entrepreneur, work-life balance is impossible.
Does that exist? Work-life balance? Does that really exist?
No,
in our realm, does it really exist, man?
No. For a startup entrepreneur, there is no such thing as work-life balance. And I get offended when people tell me that I need a work-life balance. It's like, no, I am on a mission. I am doing a good work, and I cannot come down. There's shit that I need to do, and the only person that can do it is me. And so there's people that I need help to do a lot of stuff, but there's only one me. And I
That's
have
right.
a vision that is all consuming. I have a goal in mind to grow cryptocurrency and help expand this network because I want it to survive. Shit, guys, I bought Bitcoin at $2.50. I want Bitcoin to go to the moon. I'm looking forward to a $500,000 to $1 million Bitcoin. I mean, one thing I always tell people when I get excited about this is, guys, tens of thousands of people every bloody day are joining the cryptocurrency economy, which means it's never going to go away. It's only expanding. So this is the place to be. I want everyone to win. If you buy just buy a Bitcoin. How many Bitcoins you own?
That's right, man. I mean, I own quite a bit, man. I mean,
I'm
I
sure
own
you
quite
do.
a bit of Bitcoins because I mean, I didn't start at, you mentioned you started 2014, right? I started
2011.
or 2011. I started like much later, man, because I left banking I think I left banking in 2014 or something like that. So I didn't know about, I mean, I didn't even know that Bitcoin existed in 2008. I didn't because it's the financial world is just so complex and moving so fast. It's very fast paced.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's so much to catch up on. But because of that, it actually gave me the foundation to be able to keep up with whatever that's happening right now. And I think it's very important that right now we are understanding the developments that are available in this space. And yeah, I mean, I'm very appreciative to be part of it, and I discovered Bitcoin was in 2016, early 2016, when it was about 300 plus. So I'm a late bloomer in a
But
sense,
that's,
right?
oh my gosh. I wish I had bought more at $300, bro.
Mm-mm.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
it's like we always have this pain, right? Like we should have bought more and everything. And yeah, that was that, man. When I started, it was just basically someone who like yourself was just finished off his master's in finance, right? So his thesis was on blockchain technology and
Oh,
Bitcoin.
really? Wow.
And yeah, and he's currently in a startup in a fintech startup. Yeah, and you know what? He didn't buy Bitcoin.
Yo, yo, what's wrong with him, bro? Yo, that's a fundamental
I
flaw in his
I
logic.
have I have no I am lost for words. I cannot speak for him. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I
Oh
meet people
man.
all the time, man. And this dude, I mean, he just says, he's something to share me. We had a cup of coffee, and he's just an intelligent guy. And to me, I'm the kind of guy that I love to surround myself with people who are more intelligent than myself,
Mm,
so
mm,
that
mm.
I am just absorbing information as much as possible. And when he shared with me, I didn't even hesitate, man. Right.
Well,
So I just went to get my very first Bitcoins. And I had to go to a place in Chinatown, right? Because that's the only place that I knew. Like I didn't know how to get Bitcoin online, you see. And at that time, the online Bitcoin scene wasn't available. It was
yeah.
it only just
Oh,
bloomed recently, like in
yo,
Singapore.
I had to
Yeah.
get my first Bitcoin through the Tor network, through the
Oh, okay.
back in the I had to use
How do
VPN
you
to
how
get
do
in.
you pay PayPal, or how do you pay the dude?
I paid with PayPal back then. I had to go through the Tor
Okay.
network, and I had to go through like 9,000 different hoops just to buy Bitcoin, and it was so seedy. I mean,
Uh huh.
these are sites where I would buy Bitcoin where it basically looked like the Pirate Bay. It would look like old school, like what's we're not a BitTorrent, like BitTorrent sites and shit. It was like so whack. It was so sleazy of sorts. I remember going to these websites and I'm like, oh, I'm buying this Bitcoin. I'm probably going to be infected by 19,000 viruses by buying this Bitcoin. Is this thing even real? Yeah, back in the day, man, buying Bitcoin was a complex task. I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
that. And your wallets weren't even safe. Block info was always getting hacked. Remember, there was a one wallet that I was using that was hacked. Shit, it was the security was so bad back then. It was a nightmare. And I would say that and I can't I can't say this for a fact, but I would say that a lot of people, I don't know if it's over 50% or less than 50%, but I would say a lot of people lost a shit ton of Bitcoin in the early 2000s to probably about 2014, or 2011 to 2014 or so, because the technology and the infrastructure was so bad. And so when people talk about, well, there's 21 million Bitcoins, how many Bitcoins are really out there? I'm going to probably say it's significantly less than what most people think, because I remember when I was part of the forums and the boards in like 2012, 2013, 2014, I remember hearing people lose hundreds of Bitcoins. Like hundreds of Bitcoins through constant like hacks and shit. It was nuts. So I never believe when an analyst says, hey, this is what we think, these are how many Bitcoins are out in the market. I think it's significantly less than we imagine, which for me is really important to know, because it means that we're going to hit that cap even faster. And so buying Bitcoin now is even really, it's even closer on the timetable in terms of the speed of getting to the cap than people think. In my opinion, I mean, so many. I remember I just have this nagging a nagging memory that's in my mind. I don't know if it's valid or true or not, but I just feel like back in the 2011 to 2014, a shit ton of Bitcoin were lost because of hacks. I mean, they were happening all the time.
But I think the awareness of security, in terms of personal security here, has gradually increased, because ever since you owned your first Bitcoin, I mean, maybe you were already savvy because you are a software engineer, right? No, you weren't. Okay, so
I mean, I'm a software engineer, but I mean,
yeah, but in terms of security, like you don't really care about it, right? Like you don't even know where to start. Like I am in finance, but it's so different because we allow the banks, which is a centralized a centralized governance system, to manage everything, man. Like we can just blame the banks for whatever happens if something goes wrong. If my PIN number like disappears, I can go and get it reset, right? It's not like it's everything is done for you. Like this is a different ball game, man. You lose your passphrase, you are fucked, man. I mean, that's the thing. That is the thing, right? Because you lose your passphrase, you lose you're dead. You lose your private keys. You expose your private keys.
Oh,
you're gone, man. You're done.
And it was even worse than you think. There were people that were literally sending each other their private passphrases back in the day out of sheer ignorance. There wasn't good communication among the communities. So some people would actually like expose it. I remember seeing crazy shit back then. I mean, you guys think that cryptocurrency today is the wild, wild west, guys. Y'all haven't seen nothing. You guys think that Bitcoin going from 5,000 to 4,000 is a big drop. You haven't seen anything. When you should have been there when Bitcoin went from $2 to $50 back to $12 within a day. Like that is some oscillating shit.
What was the volume? What was the volume then? You remember?
Yeah, and like early 2011 is like hundreds of thousands.
Oh, hundreds of thousands. Okay, that's
it was
what
so
you
small.
could do, man. You could move that.
I know. If I had what I have now back then, I mean, I could be.
You could, right? You could move it, right?
I would be the Roger. I would be the real Bitcoin.
Roger Ver,
I would be the Bitcoin Jesus, the Korean Bitcoin Jesus.
The Korean Bitcoin. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it was only 100,000 then, right?
Oh, the volume was so low back then. Yeah.
But could you tell me, were there a lot of shit coins back then too?
Oh man, yo, that's actually one of the videos on my backlog to do, is coins that I've seen in the top 10 market cap back in 2012, 13, and 14, and 15, that are no longer in the top 10, and some of them are not even around anymore. So I'm not big into I'm big into ICOs. I talk a lot about some ICOs specifically because I'm so passionate about their vision and mission, like OMG, Neo, and Icon, for example.
Icon, yeah.
I'm super passionate about those because I think those are really serving a geographic need.
Yep.
A continental need of sorts, for a whole people group. And I think people can't downplay that. That's a huge, there's so many retail investors from China, Asia, Singapore, Korea, Japan. I mean, Japan's actually going to probably be the next biggest country in volume coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm calling it, guys. I'm calling it. If you look at the trajectory of money moving from China and moving east towards Korea and now moving towards Japan, I will tell you, I'm going to call it because of what I've seen. Japan is most likely going to be the biggest volume of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in the very near future. And so keeping an eye out for Japanese appetites in the market is going to be a very good signal for when they're going to be buying in, just like Korea did in the last 3 weeks or a month or so ago, when they started crushing Dash. They started crushing Ethereum Classic, Ethereum, Bitcoin. They started eating up these cryptocurrencies. And so we're going to start seeing that. That's a pro tip for you guys looking out at the volume. Start looking at the volume moving into Japan, because I think there's some really interesting signals that are coming out of Japan. And I think they're going to be one of the biggest retail consumers very, very, very soon.
Wow, that is a very nice and informative piece of information, because I have noticed that the volume in Japan has actually increased.
Absolutely.
Of course, right now, South Korea or the Korean exchanges are the leading exchanges ever since China is currently out of the picture. But how are your thoughts on the overall regulations and all that? I mean, personally, I feel that the regulations are, it has to be that way. But what are your thoughts?
Regulations, and I've talked a lot about this on my stream, but I'll give you just the TLDR. Regulations are fantastic. And the reason is it might sound weird for me to say that, because I hate government. I hate centralized authorities. I hate all that stuff. It just doesn't sit with me very well. But regulations are great. And the reason is twofold. Number one, it makes people think. It makes people think. If you're going to be an ICO or you're going to be a coin creator, it raises the bar of legitimacy. You have to reach a certain bar of legitimacy to actually succeed because of these regulations. So that's good. It starts getting rid of a lot more shit coins, in my opinion. I think it's great that it gets rid of a lot of those extra shit coins. Number two, which is fantastic in terms of Korea and China. These regulators, they just want to get their sticky fingers into the mix. They want to get they just want to get their slice of the pie. And I can understand that from an economic standpoint. I can understand that from a governmental and regulatory standpoint. And I can also understand that from a human self-interest standpoint. I mean, you can't destroy Bitcoin. You can't stop Bitcoin. You can slow it down. And that's what these regulations are doing. And I think that's actually wonderful, because when these regulations are slowing down, it means people like you, people like me, retail investors can get in because the price is being halted. If the regulation, imagine this. So we've seen big China regulations. Now we're seeing Korea regulations. And before China, there was US regulations, which didn't do shit because Americans don't care about it. But there was the SEC and there was the China regulations and the Korea regulation. Imagine where Bitcoin would be if there was 0 US, 0 China, 0 Korea regulations. What do you think the price would be at?
At least 10, 20,000, man. Because it's possible. Because you see, there's the problem is most of these countries, right? They don't even want their own currency. This is one thing, right? So they finally see something that is decentralized. The people decides the value, right? Their own currency is being suppressed, right? And it's getting lesser and lesser. The purchasing power is getting lesser and lesser. That's 100%. What people realize, right? For example, what you could buy $100 with, say 10 years ago, currently now, what you can buy with that exact same $100, so much lesser, because everything is increasing, but not my pay, right? My pay is not increasing, right? No. But then again, you see everything around you, from utilities to your telecommunication, your transportation, everything is increasing, man.
Yeah.
Housing and the currency that we are holding is getting worse and worse and worse.
No, it's only a matter of time. That's why I think it's so good, and I'm so excited for the people watching this stream right now. You should be excited. You are at the tip of the spear of something that is unstoppable by design, by the mathematical principles that Satoshi Nakamoto put together. By design, it's only meant to go up. So you say $10,000, $20,000, dude, if there was no regulations, easy, it should have hit $10,000 this year.
That's what I thought. I mean, that's what I thought as well.
This is the regulations are fantastic for us retail investors. It gives us kind of a break in the huge upward swing and allows us to buy even more Bitcoin. So I think the regulations are a good thing overall for the cryptocurrency economy because it slows it down so that we can buy more. If there was no China regulations, no SEC, no Korea regulations, Bitcoin would be at $10,000. It would be out of reach of most of us retail investors. And so I think that regulation is a good thing. I mean, they want to get their sticky fingers in it, but they can't stop it. So I'm fine with it because you can't stop Bitcoin.
If you put it that way, let's answer to the questions of the people who are thinking, nah, Bitcoin's a bubble, man. You know, it's a bubble. It's moving so fast.
You mean like Jamie Dimon and shit?
Like Jamie Dimon,
like Peter Schiff?
Muhammad El Arian.
Yeah.
You know, Ray. What's his name? Ray Dahl. Is it?
Yeah, Ray
what's
Dahl.
his name?
Yeah.
Ray Dahl, right?
And, Peter Schiff.
I think he owns Blackwater, right?
Yeah.
So Bridgewater. Sorry.
Bridgewater.
So that's the thing. So how can we answer to the traditional financial markets, as in people who believe in the traditional financial markets? That, I mean, we don't have to convince them, but I think we have to also have a strong standpoint that when they watch people like us get into the scene, they think that they think that we don't know shit. Right? They think that we don't know shit, and you know, oh man, you can't see it, man. It's parabolic. It's a bubble. You know, it's gonna burst anytime, and then you guys will come crying back to the old system. What do you have to say about that, Peter?
Great question. First and foremost, let me be abundantly clear. When your job requires you not to understand something, you will not learn it. Let me just let that sink in for a second. When your job requires you not to understand something, you will not learn it. And so that's what we have in the vast majority of these traditional, bankers and traditional financial institutions, is that they are fundamentally and intrinsically motivated not to understand Bitcoin because their job requires them not to understand Bitcoin. If they were to actually really understand Bitcoin, then they would understand that the financial institutions that they're working for and employed by are actually it's a really bad idea. And so that's why you have people like Jamie Dimon over JP Morgan Chase talking about how Bitcoin is a scam and all that stuff. When I know people who work for that bank, because I was a consultant at that bank at one time, I know people who are actually invested in Bitcoin there. And so it's just foolishness, number one, from these people. I'll give you another example. It's like asking a horse and buggy driver in the early 1900s what he thinks about the automobile.
This is the example that Andreas Antonopoulos actually gave.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah,
I'll give you another example.
But it makes sense, right? Because it's so forward thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's like asking a taxi driver what he thinks about Uber. There's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not intrinsically motivated to, if you're a taxi driver in New York City, you're not intrinsically motivated to understand Uber because your job requires you to focus on just doing what you need to do in the traditional mindset. And so you look at Uber and you're like, oh, Uber, they're a bunch of riffraff, a bunch of punk ass kids who are, in college, driving around, think they're experts. I've been a taxi driver for 25 years. You don't know what I know. It's like, I don't need to know what you know, bro, because I got Google Maps and I know how to get to
Yeah, I got Google Maps.
And my Toyota, and my Toyota Corolla is much better than your Ford Escort. Sorry. So it's just one of those things. So, I don't feel like I ever need to, back to your original question, I don't feel like I ever need to convince them. I'm going to let the Bitcoin that I love, the Bitcoin that I haven't been invested in for 6 years now, I am going to let Bitcoin speak for itself. And if they don't want to invest in it, totally okay. It just means I get more. Smash that like button, guys. We got to get grinding all the way up, guys. Crypto grinders for the win.
Yeah, I think you really summed it up. Like, no point convincing people. I think because you see, whenever, in the past, right, when you want to convince people, because when you have a closed mind, nothing you say can ever go in. It's just like that theory, what's that? Glass half full or glass half empty. It's just about perspective, right? Yeah. So if they're willing to empty the glass, which is quite unlikely, especially when you get older, and if you are protecting, and if you're wait, sorry, not to offend anybody, but you see, when you're a part of a system, like what you say, right? When you're not what do you say? When you're not paid to know something, or you purposely want to be
when your
ignorant.
job requires
When
you.
your job requires, okay, when your job requires, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of whether or not you want to be open to it. And the moment, I'm sure they know, come on, these guys are intelligent, but they choose to not know, or at least they don't want to talk about it openly about how they feel, because it's fear.
Yes,
You must
actually,
understand, it dethrones them. It dethrones the whole banking system, decentralization, and what's
100%.
happening now. Like, I don't have to go through you anymore.
I know.
I can go through the Bank of Peter. Right?
Yo, that pub
Yeah,
coin
I
guy.
can go through the
coin.
pub bank. I can go through the pub bank to get my liquidity, right? I can go through the pub bank to get the resources that I need.
Yeah, dude, that's
Voila.
actually how I introduce all
I don't have to be private banking anymore to have access to Ryan's Crypto Grinders consultation service. The fuck with the banks, man. No, I'm serious. You see, the whole idea is that, let's just put it this way. I mean, I share a little bit about this, right? When you don't have enough wealth, you don't have access to the information.
Yes.
It's very sad. It's very, very sad. Like you don't have the access to the financial advice that you should be rightfully having. You have to go and find it yourself. I'm sorry, because you don't have enough money, I cannot serve you. Right? Or you're not willing to buy enough financial products, I cannot serve you. I can serve you based on a superficial level, but I can't serve you past a certain level. And you have every right to know. You as a customer have every right to know what the rich people are doing as well. Right? Because when you, okay, you see, even if it's investing $5,000, $1,000, even if it's $100, are you trying to tell me that I am denied that denial of service or denial of information because I'm not rich enough? And that is what got to me, man. And that's why I left. I really left, because I'm like, dude, these rich people can take a hit anytime over and over again. But the people who can't take a hit over and over again should have as much information as possible, right? Absolutely. Or at least the financial advisor should be willing to go through and take the time. But the financial advisors will not take the time with people who are less, because firstly, it doesn't drive the revenue. Second, at the end of the day, the supervisor will say, why are you spending so much time with this client when you can spend more time with this client?
Yeah, with the low margin clients, right?
That's right. It's very sad. And that is something that I've always struggled with, man. I've always struggled with. And I would get, I used to get laughed at when I would spend 1 to 2 hours explaining the risk involved in a financial instrument to an auntie that wanted to put $5,000. I always got laughed at, man. Like, hey, what do you do today, Ryan? Hey, what do you do today, man? You brought in like $5,000? I closed like 500,000, man. And it took me like 5 minutes because the customer, he already understood the risk. And I was like,
that's what he
and the competitive side competitive side of me couldn't take it, man. But the moral side of me, the one that my mom and dad, really drilled into me, was never to hurt other people. As in, you put all the cards out on the table, and if they decide to take the risk, then it's okay. But if you misrepresented or you hid information from people when knowingly you knew the risk, now that is your own conscience.
100%.
And that is why I left, man.
Yeah, well,
because when you want to
close, guy.
When you want to close the deal, sometimes you just gotta hide shit. Just saying. I mean, hey, man. I knew what I needed to do, right? And it was just hard, man. It was just hard.
The answer to your conundrum is cryptocurrency. So that's why you're here, right? You're here because I'm here, man. Cryptocurrency is giving back the power to the masses. And I don't say this tongue in cheek. This is actually a fact. This is actually one of the things that I'm most excited about, Ryan, is I'm excited that what we have now is the barrier to entry for innovation has lowered so greatly. For everyone that's watching online right now, you need to understand this. Because of cryptocurrency, the barrier to entry of innovation has lowered significantly. That means now I, as my own personal bank with Bitcoin or one of my favorite coins, Charlie Lee, that Litecoin. Now that I'm my own personal bank, I can have access to any type of vendor or creator in the world. If you are in Japan or you're in Singapore or you're in India or you're in Canada or you're, in Sweden or wherever you are, if you want to create a product, you can build the product that you want to build. And all you need to do is create a simple website. And on that simple website, all you have to do is say, I accept cryptocurrency. Now I can go to that website and buy from you the innovator of your idea, the innovator of your product, and I can get your product just like that. No intermediaries, no requirements, no bank, no permission. And that is what is so awesome about this cryptocurrency economy is it's lowered the barrier to innovation. I can buy shoes from a individual shoemaker in India if I want to. If he's got a website and a cryptocurrency address, I can be like, yo, I found you through X site, and I know you only make 100 shoes a year, but they're really cool. I want them, and I want them now. And I'll pay in cryptocurrency. He can send me the shoes. He doesn't have to worry about getting credit at a bank. He doesn't have to worry about getting, approvals from financial institutions. He can just build shit. And that's why I'm, embracing this cryptocurrency economy as much as I am, is because I'm a builder. I'm building tons of shit, and I don't need anyone's permission to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it,
right,
guys. Build,
that's right. It's like the sky's the limit, man.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
as long as the resources and the talent is available, I mean, it's abundant. I mean, we have so much to offer to this space, and I think we're gonna see with the blockchain technology, you're gonna see a rise in people being able to build stuff on their own.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The DIY economy, the gig economy, whatever economy you want to start, man.
You got it, bro. I mean, so here's a question that I gotta ask you now.
Sure.
What are you building, brother? Come on, you gotta be building something, brother.
I am literally building a full suite of financial services for the cryptocurrency economy. I think that's my forte, right? Because I think financial education is so important for people. And when they understand how to invest wisely with the hard-earned money that they have, they will be able to put it into the right stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think traditional financial instruments will always still be around. That's for sure, right? And also we still need to have a few of the current cryptocurrency companies, right? Or crypto networks or whatever projects eventually IPO as well. I mean, that gives confidence to the old. That gives confidence to the old world, man.
Blowing up, my man.
Yeah, that's
blowing up.
That's the whole thing. And then, of course, apart from that, I will be looking at not only just consultancy, but I think we want to look at providing a gold standard in this space. Like right now, there's no one to tell you whether this project is credible or not. It's a concern, right? People don't even know. Like people don't even know, man. And the whole idea why till now I don't monetize any of my videos. I mean, nothing to do with anyone. I mean, it's just a personal preference. I don't monetize any of my videos because firstly, it pays you shit anyway, right?
Oh, I know, man. I'm
demanding. Oh, hey, how much do you get, man? Like your top video, how much do you get, man?
I every single one of my videos, and I have proof of this. I can actually show you. Sure. If I open up a video, if I start uploading a video and it's being processed, by the time it's processed and it's unlisted, it'll be demonetized before I even publish it. I mean, that's how powerful the machine learning of YouTube is. I mean, is it good? Is it good when you make $78 a month on YouTube? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
$78, that's huge, bro.
$78?
Oh, I thought you said $7 to $8. Nah, man. I can't even buy milk powder with that shit, man. I mean, hey, maybe. Hey, man, but if you were in in a developing country, $78 is a lot of money, man. Dude, $78. Yo, shit, that's my lunch, bro. I don't even bother, bro. I don't even bother. Like, what the fuck? I don't even turn it on. Like I just do this. Like the whole reason why I even have YouTube is because I can't write for shit, bro. like I've been reading. Okay, you read books. Okay, how fast do you read books? How
Oh
fast
man,
do you read books?
man,
Like, how fast? How fast?
shit.
How fast can you devour a book?
I actually had that tested one time. I can generally finish a book in about a day.
Oh shit, that's
Oh.
so sick. You want to know how fast I devour a book? I take like 1 month, man, for a book. I mean, like we're talking about probably the same book, but I take a month, man. Look, I am just a visual learner.
That's fine.
I'm someone who is just a practical learner, but I love reading. Just so you know, I started loving to read, very late in life, right? And I think it's just a matter of like I like to apply stuff. Like if I see something on a paragraph, I need to literally like watch it. Like I need to watch it in some manner in order for me to understand it and comprehend. So that's why when I okay, if you want to compare like reading, I can clear comic books like very, very fast. Like if you want to compete like on that level, right? That will be that level, man. I can finish like comic books like really quickly. But when it comes down to like words, oh god, that's like that's why my friends, he has 3 masters. I only know how to masturbate, man. That's the only thing I know. It's like I don't even have a degree, bro. Like that's the thing.
That's
I
so
don't have a
strong, guys.
degree.
So
I
strong,
don't have a
guys.
degree, man. It's like
Oh,
it's just not.
you don't have a degree?
I don't have a degree, bro. I only have a diploma.
But
I
you
don't have
don't
a
need
diploma.
you don't need a degree.
You don't need it.
God,
That's the thing. We are like yin and yang, man.
I
You know what I'm
know,
saying? Our
yo.
values are the same, but when it comes to academics, like it's like the direct opposite, man. Like direct opposite. I am like academically retarded, bro. Like like if you just saying. Just saying, man.
Yo, I see. That's why I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate your straight shooting, your candor, your honesty. It's just that's what makes life worth living. It's like there's no pretense, no bullshit, guys, no bullshit. You ain't, and you guys who've been following and listening to Ryan, you guys know you ain't getting no bullshit from Ryan, man. And that's the way it has to be, man. That's the way it has to be. No bullshit between us two, man. We got to do this shit more for sure.
For sure. I mean, the reason why I even shared that is also to allow people to know that, dude, your
That's
degree,
right.
your degree
black
don't
and
mean
white
shit
shirts.
for you to make money, man. Your
Black and
degree
white shirts, man.
don't mean shit for you to make money. Like I make more money than more surgeons. Saying surgeons, we're talking about specialists here. Okay,
Yeah.
we're not talking about the general practitioners who basically issue Panadol all day. We're talking about the ones who are opening brains up, opening hearts up. I mean, I don't want to say it. We're talking about people who are working hard here. Okay, they all run their own clinics. I make more than some surgeons. Just saying.
We got a whale here, guys. Confirmed
Just
whale.
saying,
Confirmed whale right here. Confirmed whale. Ryan Lay.
So I hope that when I share that, it just shows that
dude,
this guy,
I gotta cut you off.
Yeah, please.
Do you have like a filter on your video? Do you have like some sort of filter that like blurs shit? Because you look like you have like some sort of Snapchat like filter on.
Oh, yeah. Of course, man. It's just for the sexy complexion, bro.
Yo, because I'm looking at you and I'm like, why is everything like so like beautiful?
So like dreamy? Like dreamy, right? Yeah, bro. I mean I have a Korean guest today. I gotta like spruce it up, bro. I don't even style my hair, man. In all respect, I should to respect you because you're getting your hair all styled up and shit. But I don't, dude. I mean, if I had to style my hair for every video I did, I'd go bald.
Yo, this guy's.
I like my black hair, man. I like my hair is healthy, man. I don't put products on my hair. Like, period. The reason why I even left the corporate world is because I don't want to dress up all the time, man. I want to dress down.
Yo, I mean,
I
actually,
be me, man.
I didn't even own a suit until the last year or so. So I mean, I've never owned this. I've never really owned a suit.
Sure.
Because I go into corporate America and I speak to executives and leaders of large companies and I just show up in t-shirt, jeans, just doing my thing, guys. Just doing my thing.
Oh man, suits are a pain in the ass, man.
Oh
man. I mean, okay. When I was in in banking, I mean the suit helps, man. The suit helps to a certain extent. Really? It does. It does, man.
I mean, doesn't make you a better person.
I mean, okay. Like the suits that I used to buy are all custom, right? We call it the bespoke shit,
Oh, the
right?
bespoke shit, yo.
Yeah, bespoke shit, man. No off the rack stuff, man. No off the rack stuff. But that's just like, if you bought off the rack, we knew. We laugh at you all day, man. We laugh at you all day.
Oh,
Your
man.
colors don't match. Your
True
pants
gangster.
either too big, or your shirt is like has too much excess. Man, we know, man. We know.
Yo,
We
that's
know
some
you
real
knew.
talk.
We know
That's
you
some
knew,
real
man.
talk. So,
Yeah.
oh, man, there's so many questions I want to ask you, but I want to hold it off for when you come onto my
Sure.
stream so that
No
we can
problem.
focus on you just talking. But man, there's so many questions I want to ask you, but I'm gonna hold off,
No.
guys.
Today is about you, bro, because you talked about suits. So I was like, okay, this feel
Yeah, I know, but
So okay, so
for those
why do okay, but now, right? We are just dressed down all the time, man. So
Yo.
when you go for your meeting these days, do you still wear a suit?
I don't have a suit, bro.
Exactly. And the clients that I used to serve, they never wore like nice stuff all the time, and they're so rich. I was like, I am looking like an idiot, man. When I went, I was, in Singapore, it's hot, right? You wear a shirt and pants, looking all sexy and shit. And then inside, you're sweating like a pig, man. You're sweating like bucket loads because it's so hot.
Grinders,
It's
man.
like, oh, man. And I'm like, oh, this guy is like in polo tee or t-shirt and slippers, but he's gonna down like 1 million.
What?
That's how they look like. I'm like, I gotta get there. I said, enough of this. I gotta get there. Right? That's what I thought. And that's what I thought. I said, look, these guys are being served with like people like me, dressed up in shirt and pants, and they're wearing slippers. I said there's something wrong with this picture, man.
There's people on the stream that were like, suits help you get chicks.
No.
Where is
No.
that coming from? Guys, suits don't get you chicks, just like Lambos don't get you. You think Lambos and Ferraris get you chicks. They don't. The only people that notice you are other guys and the police.
Yep. That is true. And gold diggers. And no, man, and gold diggers.
I wouldn't know any of those. They don't come up to me, man.
I don't know either.
In public, I'm not. In public, there's this thing. I guess I just don't seem like an approachable person in public because my mind is always moving, and my wife says I have a bitchy resting face, or bitch. Is it bitchy resting face or resting face bitchy or something like that? So when
like when you have a resting face, you look like unapproachable. Is that what she means?
Yeah.
Me too, man. Me too, man.
When I'm like in public, it's like
same. 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 I guess it's. Yeah, you're right, man. We both have that face. If we don't smile or we don't like talk, we look like, we call it my wife calls it like you want to get beaten kind of face. Like in Mandarin it's called 欠扁, right? Like you just want to, like, you see the guy, you just want to give it to him right in the face. That's what it's called. Yeah. So
resting bitch face.
Bitch face. Okay.
Resting bitch face. Yeah, that's what
right,
I have. Resting bitch face when I'm outside. It's like I always look like I'm always thinking about something when I'm outside. So it's so people don't really approach me. It's all good.
The brain is always running, man. That's the problem.
100%.
The brain is always running, and it's very sad. Like when you're okay, I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
I think it's a situational awareness kind of thing. So when you're when you're deep in thought, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're deep in thought and you're working and stuff, and the wife calls you, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear her? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking. Can you hear her? Like, when your kids like. How responsive are you?
I probably have about average selective listening, like every other man out there. I mean, there are times when my wife will say something, and it's like, I think I heard her, but I'm gonna keep doing me.
Okay, that explains it, man.
I'm gonna keep doing me. I got my headphones on. I think I can kind of hear something. So usually my wife will text me. That's how fucked up like technology is right now. Because my wife,
she's at home, and then she texts you, right?
Yeah, she'll be like, "Yo, I'm just gonna text Peter," and it's like sometimes I just hate technology, man.
Yeah. So she's at home. She's like upstairs, right, or something, and then she'll text you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same, bro. It's the same shit. You see,
Yo.
because we are just a little bit, oh, that's just so bad, don't you think? Shit. Okay, I thought I was the only one. So I just needed to have a little bit of confirmation
No, it's
because
true.
sometimes when she's calling me to do something, like baby related or whatever, and I'm like in depth, you know, either like giving my information on the signals chat or the telegram chat or something like that, right? Something that needs my thinking and my response, and she needs me to do something, so she issues a command, and I like, yeah dear, yeah, I got it, but I
You
didn't
know,
get, I didn't, I didn't get it, man. I didn't get
no,
any of it.
it's. I think
Oh
it's part and
man, that's
parcel of
so
the.
bad.
Yeah, I think it's part and parcel of kind of the biology of men is that we just
Mm,
kind of are in born with selective hearing. But I'll tell you this: I will
yeah.
easily say, I don't know if this resonates with you, but I will
Mm.
easily say 50% of my conversation with my wife is just saying one word, and the one word is what? What? Fuck, man, I don't know. Was she saying something? What?
Wait. Usually what I do, I said, dear, do you say something? I'm a little, I'll go there. Do you need me to do something there? Is it, it used to be what? It used to be what too. It used to
Yo.
be what too. But then because, you know, she gave me a second child and I very much respect that. So I have to be a little bit more polite. I said, dear, do
Gave
you
you
say
a
something?
second child. She
No, but
gave you
what she's most pissed off about, what
yo,
she's most pissed.
you procreate? What the hell?
Wait. What she's most pissed off about is that she says,
Yo.
you, why did you have to respond when you didn't even hear what I said? Like, why? You know, she's more pissed off of me responding. Like she just like she gives me like she tells me something, and then after that I say, okay, dear, I got it. But actually I didn't. And then I go back and ask her, dear, do you ask me to do something? You know, she gets most pissed off when I respond. So if I say what, it would actually be better because I didn't get it, right? Because I didn't get it, I'm like, okay, I'm busy, I'm working, and that's all
Yeah, well,
fair.
because the what contextually means that you don't understand what's going on. But if you say you
Yeah,
want me to do something, it means you've actually contextually listened to at least enough of the context so that she can assume that you actually heard, and you're just trying to, what is it? What's the word? You're just trying to just delay or something like that, you know?
correct.
It's funny. I mean, I'm I'm doing the YouTube stuff, but there's at some points when I feel like I'm playing video games because I'll be doing something and my wife will want me to call me or want something, or my kids will want something, and my initial reaction will be yo, I gotta find a save spot. I gotta find a
Mm.
safe. I gotta find a save area. It's like, hold on, just give me 5 minutes. I need to find a save spot. No, I don't. I just you know,
That's the thing, man. Like oh man, I think though it's gonna be very very difficult. Like when we wanna okay, I think the best time for us to I okay, so I think okay, this is the thing that I wanna ask you.
okay.
When you take a break with the family,
Mm.
how do you do it? Like when you want to take a break with the family, is there a way that you allocate time? Like is
Yes.
there a time in the week that
Yes.
no phones,
Yes.
and it would just be pure dedication to the missus and the kids?
Yes, 100%. I think to be I think to be a real husband and a real man in the family, you have to actually be ridiculously intentional about spending quality time. I think
Mm,
that's something that actually, I won't say men, I'll just say me.
mm,
For me and me alone, I have to take intentional time out of my schedule to focus on my family, because if I don't, I will not. And
mm,
so that is something that I am at least situationally aware enough, and I'm hoping mature enough to realize in my own life that I actually need to be take intentional moments of my life and say, I need to spend time with my kids. I need to spend time with my wife. It's not to say that I don't love my wife and I don't love my kids. Obviously, I love them to death. It's just
mm,
that my passion project, which is building all this stuff for the cryptocurrency economy, like the iPhone app, the Bitcoin pub, and the YouTube stuff. I mean, this is my passion project. So it's really hard for me to defocus from all the stuff that I'm doing while I'm building on this stuff. So, it's just, you have to be intentional about, I don't know how you do it, but for me, it's like when my kids get home from school, I have to be done. with whatever I'm doing, so I can go outside and play with them for a little bit before dinner and all that stuff. And then spend some intentional time with my wife. Or if I'm not spending time with my wife, I'm streaming with people like you, bro. So, and she's
Thanks, man.
watching, guys. She's watching. My wife watches all the streams.
Oh man, Mr. Saddington, he's a great guy. Trust me when I say this, man. It's just that we work too hard, man. Okay, no, so
we got big plans, man. We got big plans for the future, bro.
Oh, okay. I'll be very, very honest. I mean, I just want to be honest with the people in my stream.
I want honesty.
I used to call myself the full-time father. That was because I was doing internet marketing at the time. There was very little engagement. So a lot of it is all email, autoresponders, and whatnot, right? Everything is automated. So at that time, I could clearly say I was the full-time father because I was earning a passive income. There was very little engagement with people. But you know what? Even then, because I was learning the internet marketing, how to do proper internet marketing, that when I dive deep into something, I am lost. Like my family, like I am it's like, and my daughter, I mean, my eldest daughter, she's like turning 5. And it's so, it's
wait, how old are you? How old are your kids?
Okay, so the eldest is 5 this month. And I mean, the baby, I mean, Haley is just born, so she's like maybe a month old.
Okay.
So the thing is, right? I think I get lost in my thoughts too often. Like it's very hard for. Okay, I think I have there's the difference between, maybe you could help me out. There's ADHD and ADD. So I have very short attention span. But my mind has to be constantly engaged at a very, very high level in order for me to stay focused.
Yeah.
So which one's that?
No, I don't. I would say probably not either.
Not either.
I think ADD and ADHD are thrown around way too much. They've created this huge broad spectrum for what that is.
Okay.
You could actually probably say that I'm somewhere on the spectrum of ADD, ADHD, but I don't believe that. I think I'm someone who hyper focuses and someone who needs to constantly engage their brain. And if that's what people want to think is ADD, if someone who needs to constantly engage their brain and they need to be medicated of that, I think that's a terrible idea. For me, I'm not on any medication.
Yeah, I'm not neither.
Except that Bitcoin medication. But other than the Bitcoin medication that I'm on every day, I mean, I'm constantly engaging my brain as a rational and responsible adult. Yes. Does my brain move at 8,000 miles a minute? Absolutely. Probably just like yours. And so people like us need to be constantly actively engaged in an activity that is actually producing some sort of intrinsic value to us. So, I'm not a big fan of medicating these types of things. I think the mind in many ways is not only self-healing, but in many ways the mind can overcome, can overcome the obstacles it's getting through. Quite effectively. The problem is most children get diagnosed, and there's probably going to be some people on this stream that are going to be like, "Yo, you must be anti-vax, vaccination, whatever." But I mean, these kids get diagnosed when they're children. Their brains aren't fully formed. Their bodies aren't fully formed. Their physiology isn't fully formed. Their psychology isn't fully formed. None of this stuff is fully formed. And when they get diagnosed with this stuff, then they put them on medication when they're young, and that completely messes up their mental, the inner workings of their brain. So I think what you really need to do is, get off that shit. And if they need activities for the brain, then engage the brain. Engage the brain in activities. And when they're adult, they will figure out how to deal with that. Or at that point, I think, and this is not medical advice, but at that point, if they need some type of medication, they can at least rationally be able to, at some level, get support and get consultations to be able to do that. But it crushes me when people talk about that. I'm sorry, I'm getting too personal, guys.
No worries, man. Yeah,
but I think that's a problem, man.
Because why I say that, or why I even say that, is because, like I said, I used to be called I nicknamed myself, or I had the alias the full-time father, but I was never there full-time, man. I was
you were just playing around,
man. I was just playing around, man. Like I would love to spend 1 hour.
You're a playboy.
No, man. I wish I was a playboy, man, but you're a playboy.
You playing it down, Ryan Lay. I know you plan. I know you playing it down because I can tell there's that twinkle in your eye, bro. I know that when you were a younger man, you used to be a wild motherfucker.
Oh man. We're not gonna go there today, man. But anyway, as I was saying, because you see, the thing is, right? I was always just I could never concentrate on like one aspect for too long. And when my daughter asked me, "Hey, daddy, do you have time to play with me and stuff?" I would say, yeah, sure, I can play with you. And then after that, we'll play finger puppets for like 15 minutes, and then I had to go. I would be like stories for one time, and then I'll be like, man. So and she's growing up so fast. She's 5 years old already, and next time, I'm just so worried that when I decide to slow down, if ever, she'll say, it's okay, daddy. I've got my friends.
No, I disagree. I've just met you, Ryan, and I like you too much to let you do stupid shit.
Okay.
The relationship. So you have 2 daughters or 1 daughter?
2.
Okay, you have 2 daughters. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you straight, brother, because I love you too much to let you do stupid shit. You need to spend intentional time with your daughter. The most important man in your daughter's life is her father, and that is you. That's you. You're gonna be the first love of their lives. You're the man in which she is gonna model every other man that she ever meets after. She's gonna learn behavior patterns from who you are and expect and assume those behavior patterns are not only normalized but true and correct for the men that she's gonna be meeting in the real world later after you. You are the first line of defense for your 2 daughters so that your daughters don't get fucked up by the system. And I say that in all love because I have a daughter and I have a son, and my daughter is the closest thing to my heart that I can ever imagine. She's the closest thing to my heart that I could ever imagine. And so I actually have to, as a man and as a father, I have to spend intentional time taking her out on dates, helping her understand, how a man should treat her with respect and honor and dignity, even on the small aesthetics of holding open the door for her and letting her out when we go on these daddy-daughter dates. I mean, this is not cryptocurrency talk, guys. This is just real talk. This is real shit. And I'm glad you're bringing it up because I want to encourage you, Ryan, because you are the only man, you are the man model for what she's going to expect out in the real world. So if you fuck up, yo.
I know, man. That's the thing, right? Wait. Sheesh. Hold on. Give me a second. You might want to
put the baby down.
Does she need something or what? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean that's the thing, right? That's the part where I need to really work on. I mean, it's true. No, I'm just being very honest, man. I mean, I think it applies to a lot of things, a lot of aspects. Like I have always been like that for the longest time. And I think it's a time management thing. Like you want to allocate, I think you need to allocate time in your day in order to be able to do that. Like you mentioned intentional time. So if I can be spending hours on end reading, and I read so widely, I read about private equity, VC stuff, and reading about what's like financial cryptos and all that shit. But I can't take the time, right, to to really just spend an hour with my daughter and really relax. Like even when I was in banking, it was the same thing because the stress level was so high. I will be always thinking about like what am I, because I will be always having a meeting that maybe the next day or something, and I'll be thinking how am I going to pitch the client while I'm with the daughter. And when I look back at the photos, right, of my daughter, she was like, so cute and round and stuff in the court. And now she's like doing ballet and, looking all pretty and stuff. I'm like, damn, what the hell, man? Like, where's the cute little, I mean.
I know. They grow up so fast.
It's too fast, man. And when I had my daughter, my first daughter, I mean, I just left banking. It was like the worst like decision, as in a normal Asian man would never leave their full-time, good paying job to go and, when you just had your daughter. I mean, no one in their right mind would have done that.
Yo,
Yeah.
I mean,
No one in a sound Asian mind would have done that, man.
I know,
No, man.
but I'm telling you, and I don't want to, I don't want to impose because we've just met and all that stuff. So this is all this advice or whatever is coming from
Oh
an
no,
imperfect man myself. I'm an imperfect
dude,
man myself. So,
dude.
I just know
We're gonna keep it as real as possible, man. If it's gonna be personal and shit, it's only to inspire others, man. Because I'm being real. Because the situation is real. Do you know that my wife actually mentioned you're not the full-time father, man? That's a bullshit. Like that's a bullshit comment, man. You're not the full-time father. And that's when I realized I am not the full-time father. And that's when I changed to crypto grinders because I am grinding it out every day, man. Ever since I was like awake, ever since that I even knew how competitive I was grinding it every day.
Is that why it's called crypto grinders? Because you're grinding it?
Yeah, we are grinding it every day, man. I mean, it's true. I mean, like in everything because I was never the smartest guy, man. But I always love to work. I always like to work harder than most people. That's the thing.
I thought you called yourself crypto grinders because you like weed.
Oh. No, man, we don't have weed here, man. Shit, like, okay, the only thing that we grind, like grind, right? Oh, no, man. No. We don't have weed. We don't have weed in Singapore, man.
Wait. You don't have weed in Singapore? We gotta talk about that right now.
Yeah, we don't, man. We don't. I mean, it's illegal. It's a drug. So I mean, it's a that kind of drug where you can't have that kind of stuff here, man.
It's a drug.
Yeah, we're gonna get demonetized, man. But demonetized. No, man, no. No, man. No, not because of that. But the grind is in the grind, like literally grinding through life. But no, man, I thought it was weed. Oh man, you really thought like weed, though? I was talking about like this kind of grind, is it? Shit.
I thought it was like a weed grinder or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just because like the first time I saw you, I was like, yo, is this guy high?
Right. That's a different dude, bro. That's a different dude.
Some people think I'm high when I stream.
Oh man. We don't. Yeah, we can't even allow chewing gum in our country. I mean, that's yeah.
What? No.
We don't mind you chewing the gum, but you can't bring it in. Yeah, it's banned here, man. It's banned here because when it was allowed here the last time, everyone was sticking it under the bus seats and the
Yo, that's what you're supposed to do on a bus.
Yeah, but no, man.
Under the seat.
Yeah, but no. That's the thing. And then some people would put it on the seat. And then, then you have gum on your ass. So, nah, man, after a while, the government banned it. Yeah. Singapore is a fine city.
Man, so tell me if it's true. I had a friend go to Singapore one time, and you guys, like, the taxes on cars over there is ridiculous. They want all of you riding public transportation, and like if you want to buy like a Honda Civic, which you could buy, let's say, brand new for $20,000, $20,000 in America.
How much is your Audi, man? It's a R8, right? You have Audi R8, right?
200,000.
200,000 US dollars, right? Now, for 200,000 US dollars, as in Singapore, you can get a S class. You know how much is an Audi R8 in Singapore? 800,000 Sing dollars. 800,000. No, I'm not kidding, man. You can go and check the price.
Yo, that's ridiculous. They've completely. No,
we don't have the land. We don't have the land. We don't have the land to. You want to drive it, sure. And it's 10 years. You can only drive in the cars that you buy. The certificate of entitlement allows you to drive for 10 years. And if you want, you can renew it, of course. But it'll be based on the prevailing certificate of entitlement 10 years later.
What? Yo. So wait. I gotta ask
you can drive your R8 for as long as you want, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Just saying.
I mean, so wait. What the? So it is true. It's ridiculously expensive to own cars out there.
Yeah.
So they basically they tax it so hard they price it out of availability, essentially, right?
Yes, it's on purpose. I mean, okay. Okay. Like I'm gonna be buying a Volvo, right? I'm gonna be buying a Volvo, like just a normal Volvo. It's gonna cost me $100,000. 100 plus grand. Yeah, US dollars.
You can buy it. You can buy a used, like, you can buy like a used, like 2012, 2013 Lamborghini for that, man.
For what? Oh yeah. Oh, used. No way,
Oh,
man.
no,
Even a
not
used.
2012. Yeah, you could get like a 2011. No, 2000 and probably 7, 2000 probably 8
But
Lamborghini.
because you guys have the land, that's the thing. When you have the
Yeah,
land, they're not gonna
we got
they're not
so much
gonna.
land, guys.
I mean, you don't need to buy a RA. You can always buy something else for like, I think a normal car for like 10 grand or 20 grand. Dude, there's no such thing as 10, 20 grand cars in Singapore, man.
That's why, yo, I would
Yeah, I
hate
know.
living there, bro. I would hate living there.
Like I see like in the US, I see like kids driving and like, dude, like, why are you driving? How are you driving a car, man? Then I was like, my dad bought me a car. Oh, then after that, I was like, the car cost 10 grand. I was like, oh, you want to drive here? You don't have 100 grand. You're not gonna drive shit. You're gonna walk all day, every day, from here home, bus stop, home. That's your life, man.
That's why you grinding it at home, man.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm grinding it at home. Yeah, I mean, but then again, I'm also a danger. I'm a danger if I drive, because
Really?
I think so. Because I don't know, man. I don't want to test it out. Like, that's dangerous shit, man. Like, what if my mind goes like I'm thinking all day, or I need to message and something like that.
You're
I
cracking
prefer
me
to
up,
be
bro.
driven. So the beauty of Uber is
Yo.
that I don't have to care about what's happening, right? Uber
That's
picks me up, the Uber driver picks me up and brings me to my destination. I can engage with the community, and I don't have to worry. I can read stuff behind while I'm getting to the destination. All good, man. I can't drive, man. Like, that's no, man. I think I'm a danger to myself and the people around me. I mean, it's okay if I'm a danger to myself, but it's dangerous to be a danger to other people, right?
Yeah,
So I can't, man.
I'm just thinking right now. I seriously thought you were all about the weed.
Oh no, man. Do I look high like all the time?
Well, no. I mean, you have this glow about you, and I think that's
this glow.
It
it's the camera, man. The camera
filter.
gives that glow. It's like there's this filter.
Yeah, like you can see my hands, but I can't see your hands when you put your hands up. It's you got this you got this beautification thing going on.
Oh yeah, of course, man. That's the whole idea of the chroma cam. It's called the chroma cam software. You should try it out sometime, man.
It's gonna make me look better.
Wait,
let
me see. Let me see what I can do. See this shit?
Yeah.
Oh, how about this shit? Stop,
Wait, can I do that too?
If you have chroma cam, man.
Oh, I don't have it.
Yeah, if you have chroma cam.
I want it right now.
Yeah. That's if you have that, then you have it. Yeah.
Yo, you're like chilling in the beaches now, man.
Yeah, man. So it's just about matter of what you have. So yeah,
I need to get
back to reality, man.
Back to reality, guys. Well, we're coming up on the hour and a half. I think.
Yeah, man.
When we were gonna be cutting it off, so I wanted to. I didn't know if you wanted to answer any questions from the stream or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just what's
yeah,
up?
guys, if you have any questions for Peter, please feel free to type it out. I think we're gonna do this, of course, more often. And now that you know what a great guy and what an awesome guy Peter is, I think there's gonna be more opportunities. But if you guys have any questions to ask Peter, I think he can answer because he can see the chat as well.
Yeah.
So feel free to ask, man, guys. I mean, it's like, I don't know how often we're gonna do this, but
we need to do it. We need to do it at least once a month. I think that'd be good.
Oh yeah, okay, that would be good, man.
Once a month. I mean, if it's
sure.
But here's the thing. Like, it's one of those things where, I mean, if you're streaming and I'm available, I'll just join you. If I'm streaming, you're available. It's like, yeah, hey man, you want to come on? It's like, yo, let's just do it. It just makes it a lot more fun. And you're the type of guy that I could talk to for hours about stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean, we're not even half done, man. We're not even half done.
And by the way, for all of those guys who are on the stream, I'm going to be having Ryan on my stream tomorrow. We're going to talk about it tonight and figure out what time it's going to be at. Or if it's not tomorrow, it's going to be it's going to be sometime this week. So we're going to figure it out because I want to make sure that Ryan gets on my stream. So guys, if you're, subscribe to obviously if you're coming from my side, subscribe to Ryan. If you're coming from Ryan, subscribe to me. And my Twitter handle is at BiteSizeBitcoin. You can find me in the Bitcoin.pub. So that's where I hang out, spend most of my time. So I want to make sure that you guys also know when Ryan's going to be coming on my stream, because I want you guys to see him interact and stuff like that. So yeah, super excited about it. Ryan's been great.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on the stream, bro. But
yeah,
you have any questions, guys?
Here's a couple questions.
Okay, yeah, you go for it, man.
Let's see. What's Peter's John Gibbons asked, what's Peter's project about? Thanks for asking, man. Right now, we are building a mobile app, iOS and Android app. We actually have 2 apps that we're building right now for an iPhone and Android. After that, we're going to be building a coin. But my current project that I'm spending a lot of time on is the Bitcoin Pub. And you can find that here, http thebitcoin.pub. It's the okay, won't do it. No web addresses. Thebitcoin.pub is where you want to go. Right now, that Bitcoin Pub is the largest growing cryptocurrency social network on the planet. We're growing. To give you guys some perspective, we soft launched in one day. Our first day we soft launched, we had 780 people show up. Day 2, we had 58,000 people show up. In 20 days, we had served over 1 million people, and in over 30 days, in just a month's time, we served over 2.2 million people. So we're the largest growing social network on the planet for cryptocurrency. So that's my biggest project right now, is growing that, because I want to spread Bitcoin and blockchain technology to every corner of the globe. That's my mission and vision. Thank you for the question, my man. My man, appreciate it, brother. John Gibbons, there's another question out here. Can you give a shout out to my friend Kevin Tang? Yes, what's up, Kevin Tang? Let's see. There was another question. Peter, what do you see from crypto laureates? Peter, hey, by the way, crypto laureates, I did see your comment earlier. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you very much for coming on the stream. Peter, what do you see happening for Bitcoin dominance compared to altcoins in the coming months and years? 100% Bitcoin will be the king. It has been the king for as long as I have been watching Bitcoin and investing in Bitcoin. Every other coin pairs to Bitcoin. It's the mothership. It ain't going away. So Bitcoin is always going to. Okay, so let me drop some knowledge, guys. Let me drop some knowledge. You guys can invest in altcoins. And Ryan, I'm sure Ryan knows this. I'm sure he's told you guys this. You can invest in altcoins and you can enjoy the gains you get from altcoins. But I'll tell you this, if you had just smashed that money into Bitcoin, you probably would have made a lot more money. So, I mean, so people are, wait, Ryan, I got to ask you this question. You get a lot of people always asking you about the latest ICOs, the latest altcoins, but you know that you can make far more money just smashing that in Bitcoin. So how do you deal with that all the time? Because I don't think I deal with it well.
I think what I say is that because people love to speculate. Okay, it's just the way it is. Right? People love to speculate. People don't like to stay invested in something for too long, especially when it comes down to this space. Because when they see 30, 40, 50% returns, 100% returns in a very short span of time, they'll be like, fuck this Bitcoin, man. You know, then they lose sight.
Yeah, man.
They lose sight for the fact that Bitcoin has the largest, most secure, most robust infrastructure. And what I usually tell them is that, okay, because I am still a person who consults in finance and trading and whatnot, I would just say, look, at the end of the day, your P&L should always be back into Bitcoin, right? You don't want any more fiat, right?
You got it, brother.
Your P&L is always back into Bitcoin. So as long as the trade ends off favorably, you're actually accumulating more Bitcoin, and investing in altcoins does help. In the long run, it can, but it's just that it's also difficult for the fact that these are all startups.
Yes,
it is.
See, this is real talk, guys. This is some real shit here, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, 99% of all startups fail, and so it is. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think you used the right word. It's that people love speculating.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I mean, this space, the exchanges, and with all the ICO talk, and so much news that so much coverage that Cointelegraph gives it. I mean, it's a bit hard not to dip your toes or dip your fingers into these kind of instruments. Yep. And I mean, here at Crypto Grinders, we do our best to give you the best insight on a particular project. I'm sure you do that too, right? You had an interview with Icon. You gave them the in-depth look about Icon.
Yeah, it generally
but
takes
it's not.
me.
Yeah, it takes you a while. It takes you a while
me
to
a lot
research on
longer.
something.
See, people. There are some guys out there, and I won't say any names, but there's some guys who review coins like every day or every week. I review one coin, and it takes me about 2 months to review it. That's just the scientist in me. It takes me a lot of time. I want to gather all the data, so I'm slower than I'm 100% slower than everyone else.
Bro, that's easy, man. You get your daughter, I get my daughter. We can get them to review the ICOs. It's the same. Yeah. They can read the website, and if that's what they want, if the people want that every day, I can get her to do that every day. You can get your daughter to do that every day. It'll be so cute, bro. It'll be adorable. That's what they want, right? ICOs, right?
Be the little Doge review of the coin, man. Doge review.
If that's what people,
that's like a good idea.
If that's gonna get us the subscribers, bro, we have to do it.
We gotta sell. We gotta sell out. We
have to sell out, man. We have to sell out. Sell out. I mean, dude, when you mentioned you took 2 months. Yeah. Dude, around there. Before I even open my mouth to talk about a project, I do the duty until for the fact that I'm absolutely confident, then I put it out there. People who are in my chat know, man. I am like the slowest, most shittiest signals group out there in the whole of the crypto space. That's right.
Yo, this is real talk, guys. This is real talk, guys. Yeah, all right, so final question, because I do have to go. It's from Patrick 10.
We need to wrap up, man.
Peter, it says, so what did your wife say when you had no water, no electricity at your place? What made her stay? What made her stay is she looked at me in my brown eyes and she said, man, I know this motherfucker can make some money.
That's right.
No, she didn't say that. No,
I'm sure she didn't, man. She said, I gotta stick with this shithead because I don't want to go back to the previous one.
Yo, you're right. She was like, oh man, did I just break up with this other guy for this dude? Oh man, yo, my wife is in trouble, guys. My wife is in trouble.
All right, man. We gotta wrap up, guys. Peter, thank you so much for coming down for the stream. I mean, really appreciate it, man. And I'll see you tomorrow on your stream. Guys, Absolutely. so hit that like button. Remember to subscribe, guys. I think the Bitcoin pub is gonna explode, especially after this collaboration. It's gonna be huge. We're just gonna rock it like day in, day out, man.
100%.
All right, guys.
Man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Peace.